What's up, agents? Welcome back to another Division vendor reset video for the 30th of June 2026. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let's get straight into it with a decent Henry we're starting off with, but only if you're using it for a skill build. A good PP if you want it. It's got damage to target out of cover on it, and also back and forth if you need it for SMGs for your library. The Alps backpack's not going to work because it's repair skills. The mods are trash. Let's move on. Don't forget to pick up your freebies from your stash that you'll have received today, depending if you played Escalation or not. You will get an Escalation token cache, an exotic cache, and an optimization cache for all of the server tools that we have had over the last few weeks. At the clan vendor, if you want Hasbro, you've got yourself a Usina setup, hardwired holster, measured assembly gloves, striker's knees. We got a Spaz 12 shotgun, which is no good at all. Same with the SR1, but it has got back and forth if you need it for your library still. Not looking great here so far at all. Not great mods. Let's move straight on. So we'll keep the video rolling because we're going to go through this entire section today. I've already posted the daily targeted loot, but we do cover it on these days as well in this video. So the Escalation vendor has got gloves and pistols today. We've got Art Museum, Manning National Zoo, Camp White Oak, Pentagon and DARPA making a return, with China Light, Murakami, Royal Works, Marksman Rifles and LMGs, probably your best one for today. Countdown vendor has got a Pyromaniac if you want one, a Punch Drunk, which is rolled pretty well, and Everlasting, that is not so great, but you could use it if you wanted to, just changing the swap speed to damage to target out of cover. Over at the theatre, we've got some Foxy's Prayers, pretty well rolled. You can put the weapon handling to whatever you like if you still need a pair of them. An MK17 with damage to target out of cover, but unfortunately that gun is not that great. Some terrible mods, and let's move on. Alright, so at the castle we've got a Night Watcher yet again. That definitely is in all of the shops more than any other item, that is for sure. An armor regen Bellstone mask if you're building into that for some reason. We've got a crit damage weapon handling Urban Lookout, again if you're building into one of them red stats for some reason. Trash mods, we're moving on.
At the lowest price.
Alright, so at the campus we've got a Quiet Raw, but the LMG itself is just not very good. We got a headshot damage weapon handling Fenris, a little bit weird depending if you're doing some kind of headshot AR build though, that could work out. And the mods are garbage. Let's move on. Checking out the DZ vendors, just so you know, this week DZ South is the PvE DZ, but we are over at DZ West right now. Pick yourself up a rock and roll. This is a really good gun to have. I know it's been eclipsed a little bit by the stat broker, but if you need one for a separate character, maybe it's worth it for stacking. I actually still like this one a lot. So you could pick that up, as you probably have some DZ credits nowadays as well anyway. So that's one thing I actually would recommend to picking up. Foundry Bulwark, gloves and Umbra Initiative knees, nothing special there to pick up. Nothing special there. We've not got any good mods, it doesn't look like, no. And then sadly we are back to 4 exotics for 120 credits, but yeah, still pretty good. Let's move on. Over at DZ East we've got another Night Watcher, a model 700 with Determined on. If you want to keep Determined, you could change the health damage to damage target out of cover, but the model 700 is just not as good as other guns that we have. We got a hardwired mask, tipping scales, holster, nothing good to write home about or worth spending your DZ credits on. The regular exotic cache, and then the recal and the optimization. Let's move on. DZ South says it's the best selection in DC. We've got a Devil's Due with crit damage, but perfect clutch just isn't that great anymore, unfortunately. If they raise that bar, it might be better. We got an Aegis backpack, which is rolled for explosive resistance, so I'd probably pass on that as well. You could probably craft it or get it elsewhere. An Eclipse Protocol chest piece with status effects. I mean, that could be good, but for 65 creds, are you going to spend it, or are you probably going to craft it or get it from Countdown? The mods are average, but then don't forget here, you've got Exotic Cash, DZ Prototype Course Cash, and the Random Cash. But these are pretty expensive. You're probably better getting them from Escalation. Let's move on. In Brooklyn at the bridge vendor, we have got... Come on. Not a lot. Let's move on. At the Haven vendor this week, we have got a Cabaret, if you want to pick that up. An 1886 with Determined. If you're going to keep it, you could put damage to target out of cover on instead of headshot damage. That kind of works. We've got China Light Knees that you could change the repair skills to skill haste. We've got some Empress masks here available. Again, you could change the repair skills to skill haste. They would all work. Alright, let's go and check out the main man himself. Looking for Roy to save us. Come on, man. Let's see what we've got. So we've got a not very good SMG to start off. Not very good. He's not doing it. Oh. What is this? A double red headshot weapon handling, Iron K, glass cannon, chest piece. We'll pass today, Roy. We'll pass. Everything else is not very good. So that's going to be it for the video. Nothing great from the vendors this week. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.